young Bankhead about to make it big. And then Monday, I link up with Alistair, Radisson Blue, and Alistair's like, yo, I'm not trying to buy the cars. I want to use it for taxi. In mind, I'm like, Shiba boy, yeah,
Fair enough. Translation is this guy mad.
What's up, people? Of course, if you're watching this right now, the scenery looks a little different, but don't worry, it's the same podcast out here with your best people. I'm Michael Scenario with my guy. And this is Menisms, and we are here with a very special episode. We have another guest on board, but we came to meet them at their home place, and we would like to introduce our guest. He is going to tell you about himself because he's known in Lagos, but we want the world to know him. He'll share his story. So, my brother, introduce yourself.
My name is Dewunmi Adebesin, or everyone calls me Bankhead.
All right, so that is Dewunmi Bankhead for those of you that don't know, but we'll share his story later. But we're back with another episode. Again, thank you guys for watching the podcast. Thank you guys for subscribing.
Yeah, and sending all those comments on our YouTube, sending the emails, sending DMs. We see everything. So we really appreciate the love. We do.
All right, so yeah, we're back with another topic. So, Dewunmi, how you feeling, my bro?
You
chilling, good?
Man. Always chilling.
I know. For me, I'm trying to keep settled in. Like Dewunmi is like a big brother to me, so it's like a good episode to us, even actually. Yeah, so it's actually a great episode we're gonna have. So, my bro, today's topic is all about the hustle, and we are in the capital of hustle, which is Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
Everybody in Lagos, to me, is a hustler. But before we go into that, what's you guys' definition of a hustler?
I mean, let the guest start. Let's go. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hustler. Never want to be idle. Don't sleep. Always on the move. Try to make a change. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So you see, the funny thing is, this is why I said I don't feel like I'm the definition or my definition of a hustler, because
Why not?
see that always on the move bit. I mean, yes, technically, if I look back, I probably am always on the move because Lagos doesn't actually let you sleep.
Exactly.
You're always on your toes. But I feel like someone who is a hustler is always... Okay, let me give an example. You know how someone is selling... If I'm selling... Let's say I'm selling phones, for example, right?
Yeah.
When I find myself in a setting, first thing I'm thinking is, bro, what phone are you using? Are you sure you don't want to use better? That's a hustler for me. Now, I, on the other hand, would be like, look, if you know I sell phones, you do. If you don't, then hey, I mean, whatever it is. Like,
then you're not a hustler.
Yeah, so you see, so that's why I said I'm not
Fair.
really the definition of a hustler.
So-
but when I look back on certain other things, like now, someone will call me now. Maybe I don't have any plans tomorrow. I'm like, you know what? Fix it for tomorrow. I'm ready to go like right now. You know what? You want to meet today? Let's meet today. I'm that kind of guy who wants to close this like now. So it's
So I feel like
something to juggle,
there are
yeah.
different level of hustlers. So even with what you do, you run your own business. Anybody that runs their own business is already a hustler, because for you to even figure that out and even get to a point that it's successful, you have to hustle. There are a lot of lessons you have to learn in doing that. And then there's the other level of people now that, especially like people in the entertainment industry now in Lagos, because that's like the entertainment capital, that you're always on the go. Every single day is like a business move and all. But let me start from you, Dewunmi, because with this podcast, we share stories and all. So for you now as a hustler now, I'll call you a hustler.
Think so?
I'll say you're a hustler. I'll say
so.
so. For people that don't know, Dewunmi is somebody that I watched for years. So people that don't know, I do events outside, and there's certain people you watch from afar. And I saw this guy from afar do his stuff because he was older. But it's like there's a hustle that started early. So for you now, where did that hustle start in Nigeria?
It's been a long time coming, So we started off with the music scene.
Okay, that was the LOS time, right? The time you got, I think I remember that one,
Myself, TP, JN. And it was young though. It was like 20, 21. And was more of, we can switch up the scene, man. Nigerian music is so shit. We can bring in some new sound. And it wasn't even about the age. It was more of, we can do it. So, it really started off with the music scene. And we had the group called LOS.
Don't worry, I'll explain to the people the little background.
And then we had a deal with Storm Records, even at that age. And it was more of a partnership deal. So it was like a JV with Storm. And the connections keep getting bigger and bigger. And then from then we started throwing parties at Rehab. This is a long time ago. Rehab was, the best.
Rehab was like 2020.
So let me give the people a little background now. So for our viewers that don't know certain stories, so it all makes sense. So with the way the Nigerian music scene is right now, you see a lot of people in the Gen Z millennial market that make music. But before that ever started, a lot of them,
LOS and DRB,
exactly. Before them started, there were certain groups that sort of pushed the youth movement in music, which was LOS, DRB, Ozzy B. There's so many artists on Dammy Crane. There are certain people, and he's still linked to all of them. So, because I remember personally, like when I moved to Nigeria, now you can relate to. When I moved to Nigeria, I was 17.
GMK.
What's it? Gambio. Like that, I said, there's so many stories. But when I moved to Nigeria, I was 17, right? And I remember I came with an American mentality saying, okay, there's no rap music in Nigeria and all that. But then I was lucky that I was placed in an area where a lot of the young artists who are now the main artists today started. So Dewunmi was one of those main promoters, managers that actually saw the talent early and actually put it on a different level now that the youth now can see on a different light. So that's why I said his hustle started early. But before we continue, I just want to ask a question with you now, because there's going to be certain differences in our hustle. Like the way you started now, you started very early.
Yeah.
But like for you now, when do you think your hustle started? Because for me, I tell people my hustle started late.
So I think I'll say the same thing. So I started off not expecting to be a business person. So I grew up with my dad owning a business and my mom being like a career person, so a 9-to-5er, so a banker, right? And looking from afar, I could see more of the I guess because you go to school, they train you in school to study so you can get a nice job and whatnot. So I guess I was kind of on that train where I'm just trying to work hard at school so I can get a job, right? But what I didn't realize then is you could make money from the things you love. You can still love those things, but turn them into a moneymaker. And there were so many things I was doing that I loved, but I just wasn't turning them into money. And then one day I sat. So I would say, to answer your question really, so I would say my hustle really started when I was, which is late, started when I was like 22, right?
So would you say that's university time?
I think mine started at like 10 years old then. Because I could have hustle. So my parents would tell me, you've been best dancer at parties. So obviously I've been going home with gifts.
Okay.
That's a hustle.
Okay, yes.
So you go to a party and you're like, I must be best dancer today.
You must take something home.
You know what I mean?
If we go with that shit,
that's a fucking hustle.
If we go with that shit, then
I'm saying, oh my god, because we behind the scenes we have so many similarities. Because
and then at the end of the day, it's I like to party. How do I make money off partying? Make money off people having a good time.
Yeah.
And then that's how we started.
So let me ask you guys a question with what you're saying.
Yeah.
When somebody figures out how to monetize something they love, because I'm guessing from what you just said now, that means you love parties. You already love that event scene.
No more.
Yeah.
But how does one now figure out to monetize it that it can last long term? Because a lot of people hustle whereby, I want to do this one thing and I can make money this one time. Yeah. But with the real hustler, you're doing something to build long term.
I'm not a one-time nigga, bro. I'm a... So now this is the thing. It's not the money for me, but it brings the money. So then you don't even realize, oh wow, this how much, but it's more of the passion of, I want other people to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Then you make money off them having a good time. And then you just keep evolving and evolving and evolving. I've been in 17 countries on this whole partying thing. I've done parties in Russia, I've done parties everywhere. And it's not just about doing parties. It's I walk into a place and the first thing I do is open my notepad and I start taking notes. Oh yeah, I want a dwarf in a suit, painted like Joker. Oh, I want my hostesses wearing a basketball jersey on Sunday, just because it's Super Bowl Sunday or whatever it is. So it's just different experiences you get, and then you just put one or two together, and then. Now, when it comes to bottle service, back then in Lagos, bro, no one does bottle service. They just bring a drink to you, bro. We started these things.
When you say bottle service, what do you mean by bottle service?
I mean, the girls bringing the bottles, the lights.
So you started that in Lagos?
I mean, it's been there, but when I mean the creativity behind it. Now, let's use a gorilla to bring the drinks, or a man in an LED suit.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but I have a question.
There has to be creativity behind it. You know what I mean,
it's all about hype.
It's all about hype.
So, but I have a question though. So you said something about it wasn't really the money for you. It was more about the passion, right?
The experience.
But now here's a question I have, especially if I'm sure some viewers that are watching.
Yeah.
Would you say it's directly tied to loving money? No, let me explain my question.
How do you love money? Money should love. I mean,
okay.
Money should work for you.
Okay, bro. Let me answer you. So now, generally, when people go into hustle, they go into hustle with the motto of, "I love money." Everything. I mean, money makes the world go round. I mean, everybody walks around with that, right? So, but we want to try and clear the air on some of that myth that keeps going around, because reason I said I wasn't a hustler, or I don't think
it's real.
So the reason I said I don't think I'm a hustler is because my love for the passion of whatever I'm doing always overrides my love for money. So
yeah, but then that brings you money.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So, but the
so
length.
Can you guys
But when you
elaborate?
follow
So
the
elaborate
money-
on what you guys are saying. So for the
Okay.
viewers that are trying, because I get what you guys are trying to say right now,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to. So we just understand. Are you guys trying to say that?
So I like to make money. Yeah. But I also want people to have a good time. So if you come to my place and, I mean, this never happens, but your food is bad, I'll take it off. You're not even paying for that whole day.
Okay, so service over
Exactly.
profits, basically.
Basically.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And then that's what makes people come back.
Yes, and I totally agree. So, I think.
But you
I
go
think-
some places, you tell them, oh man, this is what happened. And they're like, are you sure?
Yes.
No,
I
you don't
agree.
even need to be
I
sure,
agree.
Especially
I
if you
agree.
live in Lagos, you would understand
need to
with the
be sure.
hospitality
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree with that.
Customers
You know,
always right.
I think the only thing I still want us to just clear out is
And you learn these things from experiences
yes,
across the world.
yes, fair enough.
How
Fair
to serve beer, how to, like, little things that are just
Oh yeah,
missing.
there's somebody somewhere that's
everywhere.
doing it better than you. So and
Yeah.
exposure is always very key to doing
Yeah.
really hustling
I'm
right.
going to come back to a point on that,
Yeah.
but you're going to say
Yeah, so I
something.
wanted to say that. So you know how everyone just now we have two types of hustlers, right?
Yeah.
There's the us who have a passion for something, then flip it into a money maker, right? Then there are the people who I need money, so I must be doing something. I must be doing several things. I must be having sleepless nights just to make sure money's on the table, right? Now, what direction do you think? Because even no matter what, everybody has a passion for something.
Exactly. And
Right.
then just flip it. So my advice for everyone, as I always say, is find your passion first. It can be anything, swimming, painting, whatever it is.
Just be consistent with it, and
Always develop yourself. So I'm that guy that goes on Google and just, okay,
new ways to do this thing I'm already doing.
how to fill up a party.
You know what I mean?
it sounds
Which is
stupid.
No,
it is,
because
it's fair,
people,
It is what it is.
with what you just said now, it's going to come to that point
Because
that
there's something pops up and then it takes you to another link and then another link,
you're in
another
a
link,
wormhole of
and
ideas.
another link.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something you said earlier that I wanted to touch on with the hustler that people don't realize in stages. Like, even when you hustle, you have to always be educating yourself.
You have to, and everything you do.
So with even what you said now, taking notes on notepad. So it's like,
Doctors read every day. Why? Even if you sell sunglasses, You need to research every day.
Exactly.
What's Gucci doing? What's Dolce & Gabbana doing?
So let me ask you a question with that. It's sort of like a story I'll say, then there's a question to it, because I feel when you're learning, there are two ways you can learn, obviously. There's the learning of reading articles, watching videos and all, but then there's the experience of learning by doing it, learning from those experiences. So like, for example, now I tell people with me, most of my experiences from learning how to be a hustler in, let's say, the events business came from experiences, whereby earlier on I used to go to parties and watch parties. So for example, Nigeria comes full circle. Like when you used to throw your parties, right? I used to watch. You still throw parties, but back then in high school, I remember I used to go to all the Nigerian parties, and that was my first time seeing it at 17, 18. So I'm like, okay, this is how they throw parties in Nigeria. Okay, there's an element I can take of this, mix it with America to do my own stuff. Then I now tried that, obviously in college when I'm abroad, like, okay, do that, learn from those experiences. So by the time I come back, start my own stuff, I've learned from all the experiences. Now, what I learned late was that you have to read a lot more in your industry.
I can say confidently that we wrote the books.
Explain what you mean by that statement. That's a very strong statement. That's a very. I like how you like. That's a very strong. Explain your statement.
Let's go.
A couple of us started off as young as, I'm talking Asa, Special, bunch of us.
And these are actually people I watched for a while.
And this is just, we wrote the books, bro. The music scene, you can see it. The party scene. Back in the days, no one used to party on Sundays. Saturdays was the end of clubbing.
Which is true.
Partying.
Actually very
Sunday
true.
is family day. You eat jollof rice, chicken,
And you just chill. Wait for
African
Monday.
Magic or whatever.
And be waiting for something to do.
And then there's either school on Monday or there's work on Monday or some shit on Monday. But then, you know what? We've seen parties in Manhattan, in New York, rooftop parties. We didn't even have rooftop parties over here. And then we started that.
So let me ask you, with that, so what you just said now, in fact, I'm going to let you ask your question first.
So I was gonna actually just jump on.
Think about how many rooftops you have in
development
Lagos right now.
Yeah, I was gonna jump on this
bro.
development thing, right? Because I think apart from just, you see, it's really key, and a lot of businesses don't do this when it comes to learning new ways to do the same thing you've been doing for years. Even so I'm into fashion, right? So of course, naturally, if you're into fashion, you find your niche, find what works for you. Now this is my own advice: find what works for you. It's not a one rule applies to all, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You know, but I also when I see young people who are going into the same thing I've been doing, but then they're going into it because of what is popular as opposed to what they like, you end up finding out that there's no creativity in it because it wasn't even their thing personally, right?
Yeah.
So because it's not something you personally like, you're not even feeling the need for development. But when you really like something, right? When you really like something and you've picked a part of it that you really like, you want to really develop on that more.
So in order to be a hustler, you need to be a creative and a businessman, because as a creative, you're open to those new ideas that you start developing new stuff now. Like the beauty about Nigeria, and that's why I said coming to your point is the beauty about Lagos is if you're a real hustler here, you see opportunity every day, because there's so many ideas.
One opportunity, there's like 1,000 every day.
1,000 every day, because you can bring, if you actually educate yourself or you have the opportunity to be exposed to stuff, you'll see there's so many ideas you can bring from other areas, other countries here that nobody is doing. Like even the little things for parties now, like I said, like even for us, I remember there's one thing now, for example, when we started doing house parties now, for example, they'll say, in Lagos they do house parties, but nobody does it consistently in a way that it's an experience. And that was the one key word I remember, like experience. And
let me give you an exclusive, I mean, it pains me every day because I'm shocked that I asked for a percentage or something. I got it in like this. So I was opportune to be one of the people that started Uber in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But I didn't own a share.
Do you want to actually shed more light on why? Is it that you just didn't, you weren't knowledge enough to know that you'd...
So, humbly, just in our club, Cova, lovely Sundays, making some nice money. I met this white boy, Alistair Curtis. And Alistair's telling me, yo, bro, I need 3,000 cars. I'm like, yo, I'm about to make money. And then stupid me, I'm calling on my boys, Mike, Coach Trash, everyone like, yo, bro, I need Avalons, I need Toyota Corollas, like 3,000, bro. How much? Everyone's sending me invoices. I'm like, yo, young Bankhead about to make it big. And then Monday, I link up with Alistair, Radisson Blue, and Alistair's like, yo, I'm not trying to buy the cars. I want to use it for taxi. In my head, I'm like, shit, but boy, yeah, right.
Fair enough. Translation is this guy mad?
What's this guy saying?
Yeah, fair enough.
And then I'm thinking, okay, I'm a sharp guy still. What's wrong with this guy now? Why would you just, you know what I mean? But then he's trying to explain to me like, yo, bro, we're going to use this cars, the taxis, make money, driver makes money, this guy makes I was even trying to understand, bro. I was even trying to get it. But the whole point is, these opportunities come every day.
But so let me ask you, with what you just said now, and please answer the same question. I
still made money from Uber though, do you know what I mean? But it was more of
you could have definitely
get us.
The guy made more if you started early.
Ice prints, winning the office space, want to make PR. I mean, cool stuff, yeah. But it was a case of money. I had Alistair. I could have said, yo, you know what, bro? Because I could do everything for him for free. Like, dude, you know what? Just give me 10% or 5% of Uber.
And right now, you just be chilling.
Nigeria, or even if Uber Lagos.
And
you know what?
You still be chilling with Uber Lagos.
I mean, I'm chilling still, but yeah.
So can I ask a question with both of you now with that question? And I'll answer it after both of you answer. But do you feel like as a hustler, especially in Lagos where we are, that's full of it, do you feel like you have to drop your ego in order to get to the level you want to get to or learn the things you want to? Because all of us in Lagos have an ego. Any level we're on, we all have an ego. But do you feel like that ego has to be removed to start?
Anywhere you are in the whole world, you have to drop your ego.